So my granny always said when snow was hanging out like this, because here in western North Carolina we usually don't have it last more than a day or two, but she said it's waiting on another one. And today we are waiting on another storm. It's actually been labeled severe storm alert. And I told y'all yesterday it's supposed to be something of an icy mix, and that's what concerns me, because ice is never the fan, never the good thing. But we do have just a little skiff hanging out, not over here on the southwest side, but you can definitely see which is the north side of everything. It's just this side of the little hills, and that's kind of funny. But yeah, the winter wheat has finally taken hold in some of these beds. We planted it out late, but it's kind of hard to except for this end. Let me show you this end. This is where Ferdinand comes down, and he keeps this one packed to dry, but you can see on out through there how nice and green it is. But there's a timing problem, because you're supposed to plant the winter wheat, or sow the winter wheat, about mid-September, and we still have crops. We still have flowers growing. So that's going to be hard to calculate. We'll have to do some planning, see if we can find a better cover crop that can be planted a little bit later, because it's pretty sparse, but you can see the green out through there. And then I have several rows that did not, out there's still some, that did not get anything thrown on them. These lower rows down here, I did start, because I was coming back this direction, I did get those started, and it looked like they actually took. But these, I got them all sown, you can see, but they just did not have time to establish. But these lower 4 rows down here, they did. So we have some on them. Good gravy, y'all. Constant learning curve. See the green out through there? It was much warmer when I got up this morning, or when we got up this morning. We're actually at, and these two, look at these 2 rows. All right, these are the 2 rows that I actually got some compost on as well. And that worked out nice. The compost will definitely get used with the cover crop next year when we determine what kind of cover crop we're going to put out. But you can see, now looking back this way, all of the southwestern facing hills, the snow is melted on this side. And then you flip over and you look at them from the northwest side, and there's the snow just hiding behind the little hill. Oh, good gravy. All right, so we have a lot of projects going on. Chelsea and I have determined that we are going to use these hoops. We have a hoop bender somewhere on this farm. It's got to be located. But this is 1/2-inch metal conduit. And I figured that 5 of them, if we build raised beds, say about 1 foot high, using 3x3s or 4x3s, we can drill down into the top of those and actually set these, put them down into the top of the wood, and that will give a very rigid and solid We won't have to worry about them blowing over. And we can create some little low tunnels that will just be, they'll just stay in there. Our little raised beds will be low tunnel capable. Let's just put it that way. So when we need to cover them over, either with the little Ag 19 or Ag 30, I think we're going to, just because of the windiness the area is developing, or greenhouse plastic, it'll just make the raised beds much more versatile. And that's kind of exciting. We won't be able to do tons at once. Those sticks are about, I think I looked on the Lowe's webpage, and they're about $5.98 a stick. And it will take 5 sticks to do a 20-foot long bed, and the beds will be about 4 foot wide. So $25 plus the greenhouse plastic. And then the wood, of course. We have access to logs and Huey's sawmill. Bless his heart. That's his favorite piece of equipment on the farm. But it will be nice. It will be nice. We're going to have raised beds all over the place. But I watched a lady up in Michigan. This is her 6th year cut flower farming. And she has kind of gone to woodies. She does have a big high tunnel, a large high tunnel that she received through a government grant, and which is a wonderful program helping people, just get established, get started. I know it sounds like a handout, y'all, but it actually pays dividends back into the system with tax dollars. So it's a good program, and we may apply for it at some point. But she grows all of her annual flowers, like her lisianthus and her ranunculus, her tulips, her anemones, all of those types of things. She grows inside that to protect them from the weather. And then outside, basically she just grows woodies that are used in cut flower arrangements. And she sells only to florists. I don't know that we'll ever move completely in that direction, but we are going to make enough of this farm useful for that purpose, because honestly, it'll just be easier to have bunches and bunches of perennial plants that can be harvested each year, instead of having to set out the annuals every spring and every fall. But we're just still poking around and looking for long-term answers for things that we're concerned about. Just want to make it as profitable as possible. And I was thinking of something else, y'all. When I watched this lady, I was thinking, it's interesting. Those of us just living our own little happy lives, we can make these videos, and there's people that find them interesting enough to spend time watching. And there I have several. I have a lady up in upstate New York that I watch, Flower Hill Farm. I have a lady that I watch in Colorado, Regenerative Gardening. Let me see, several. And I find their content wonderful and fascinating, and I love watching them, and I do. And so, and for me, when y'all, comment, and it's a lot of the same people each day or each week, whatever, it just always cracks me up that you just hang out with me because I just feel like, well, I'm a little boring and I don't really have anything exciting happening on this little farm. It's just me and Hugh and the dogs and the cats and the cows and the birds. But I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy sharing what knowledge I have acquired, and it's always in flux. It's always growing. I call it my perpetual learning curve. And I've determined that my learning curve is so significant that I just kind of spend my life walking in a big circle. But I do appreciate y'all. And I don't ever ask y'all to like, subscribe, and share, because it's something I don't ever really think about saying. And I mentioned this the other day in a video and acted as though I was discouraging it, but I'm not going to discourage it. If you all like the content and you do want to share it, that's absolutely appreciated. But mostly I just like hanging out with y'all. Anybody that finds this little channel interesting enough to spend time watching it, you are appreciated. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more exciting when springtime comes. Right now we're just plugging away in the basement, trying to get it ready to have a grow room area, and a cool room area. But in about 3 weeks, the seeding begins. We'll be starting thousands and thousands of little seedlings to get out in the fields. And I'll keep you all informed. And I will talk to y'all later. Love you much. Bye-bye.